Hi, and welcome to the first of a three-part series on how to get started with the Capcom software so that you can have your very own hardware controller for Kerbal Space Program. So I've broken this up into three parts. The first part we will go over just basics, getting the software that you need installed and getting everything configured, and we'll sort of end at getting connected to the Arduino and sending a test command. First thing that we'll need to do is install GitHub. That's probably the best way to get the Capcom software. You can download it as a zip from the Capcom GitHub repository. However, downloading it from the GitHub client will allow you to actually update the software more easily. And when we get to the end, you'll be able to add a repository, but we'll come back to that. Next thing we need to do is install Python. We do need a specific version. For Windows, I strongly recommend 2.7.9. On other platforms, the only thing you need is 2.7, and you must have pip installed. For Windows, 2.7.9 is the first version that comes pre-installed with pip, so that's the version that I recommend if you're on Windows. And go forward and just continue to install it. And once you're done, we can move on to Arduino software. So this is to actually upload the Capcom sketch to your Arduino device. Does not need to be an Arduino, obviously it can be any sort of clone. Basically the sketch is very simple. There's no real Kerbal Space Program logic on there. It's basically gets values from the hardware directly. So the next thing we'll do is we'll actually clone the Capcom GitHub repository. So the first thing you need to do is open up the GitHub shell, and we will run git clone, and then we will grab the clone URL from GitHub. And once that's done, you should see in the directory where you created it, there should be a folder called Capcom. And you'll see all of the Python and configuration and the license and such. The next thing you need to do is add Python to your path. This allows you to run Python without having to specify C:/Python27. Just go to My Computer and you go to Advanced Settings, Environment, and change it. And to test it, all you have to do is open up the command line and type Python, and you should see the Python interpreter come up. Okay, the next thing to do is to actually run setup.py, and basically what this is going to do is check your computer that it has all of the prerequisites needed. You can see here that we've actually missed a prerequisite. It's missing Pi serial, and what it did is actually goes ahead and it tries to install that for you. So when it gets to the end, it does not have the ability to clone Git repositories. And since we do rely on PyKSP for a good portion of the communication with Telemachus, we do need to install that separately. On Linux and Mac, it should git clone this for you. It'll tell you exactly what command you need to run in the Git shell. So just run that, and then what you should see is there will be a new directory in the Capcom directory for PyKSP. Once that's done, you can rerun the setup.py, and it should come back with all prerequisites met. The next thing that you need to do is actually upload the Capcom sketch to the Arduino. So we will open up the Arduino IDE and open up Capcom. You can ignore the message about moving it to a separate folder. At this point, you connect your Arduino up and simply compile and upload the sketch. And then once you're able to do that, then you connect to the serial monitor, and what we'll do is just send the V command, which gets the version of the Capcom software that's on the Arduino, and that's just to sort of make sure that everything was version matched. So there you go, Capcom v0.1. So that's it for this video. In the next video, we'll tackle actually communicating in a useful way with the Arduino, and doing that by directly over the serial connection and over Python. I hope I see you in the next video.